Episode 1: A Stranger's Plea. In a small, forgotten town where the streets are empty and the air is thick with silence, a stranger arrives. This stranger, cloaked in mystery, carries with him a plea that will change everything. His eyes, filled with a haunting sadness, tell a story of loss and desperation. He knocks on doors, seeking help, but the townsfolk are wary of outsiders. One door finally opens, and a cautious resident listens to his plea. The resident, torn between fear and curiosity, decides to hear him out. They sit at a table, the stranger's voice trembling as he begins his tale. His hands shake as he recounts the events that led him here. It all began on a dark, stormy night, when his world was turned upside down. In the glittering halls of success, Meera Verma had everything and nothing. Her life was a paradox, a blend of opulence and emptiness. The mansion she resided in was a testament to her achievements, yet it echoed with the silence of solitude. Every corner of her grand home was filled with luxury, but it lacked the warmth of companionship. Meera's days were spent in meetings and social gatherings, surrounded by people who admired her, yet she felt profoundly alone. The corridors of her mansion were long and winding, much like the path she had taken to reach the pinnacle of her career. Each step she took was a reminder of the sacrifices she had made, the relationships she had lost along the way. Music was her only solace, a refuge from the emptiness that surrounded her. The notes she played were filled with longing, a silent cry for the connection she yearned for but could never find. Memories of happier times haunted her, moments when she had felt truly alive. But those days were long gone, replaced by a relentless pursuit of success that had left her feeling hollow. From her balcony, she could see the city that never slept, a constant reminder of the world she had conquered. Yet, despite her triumphs, she felt like an outsider, disconnected from the very life she had built. Awards and accolades were showered upon her, but they brought little joy. The applause of strangers could not fill the void within her heart. Dinner was a solitary affair, a stark contrast to the lively banquets she hosted for her business associates. The empty chair across from her was a constant reminder of the companionship she lacked. Nights were the hardest. As she lay in her opulent bed, sleep eluded her. The silence of the night was deafening, amplifying her feelings of isolation. But Meera was not one to give up. She knew that somewhere, beyond the glittering facade of her life, there was a chance for true happiness, and she was determined to find it, no matter the cost. Meera, dressed in elegance, visits a slum for a charity event. Her presence is a stark contrast to the surroundings, a beacon of hope amidst the despair. The slum, with its narrow alleys and makeshift homes, seems to come alive with her arrival. Children peek from behind tattered curtains, curious and excited. The sound of laughter contrasts with her inner sorrow as she recalls Arian, her late son. Arian, who had always dreamed of making a difference, would have loved to be here. The memories flood back, each child's laughter a painful reminder of what she has lost. Yet, she smiles, hiding her pain behind a mask of grace.
Thank you all for coming. Your support means the world to us. This event is not just about charity, it's about community, about coming together to uplift those in need. Every smile, every laugh today is a testament to the power of unity. Together, we can make a difference.
A chase interrupts the event. A young boy, Rohan, runs for his life, bleeding and terrified. His clothes are torn, and his face is a mask of fear. The crowd parts as he dashes through, his eyes wide with panic. The reason for his terror is unclear, but the urgency in his steps speaks volumes. He collapses at Meera's feet, muttering. His small body trembles, and his voice is barely a whisper. The crowd gathers around, their faces a mix of concern and curiosity. Meera kneels beside him, her heart racing. She gently lifts his head, her eyes searching his for answers.
Mom, please. The word mom hits Meera like a bolt of lightning. Her breath catches in her throat, and for a moment she's paralyzed. The boy's plea is desperate, filled with a pain that resonates deep within her. She cradles him, her mind racing with questions. Who is this boy? Why is he calling her mom? The answers seem just out of reach, shrouded in the mystery of his sudden appearance. The crowd buzzes with murmurs as they watch Mira comfort the boy. Some rush to call for help, while others try to piece together what has happened. The air is thick with tension, the joyous atmosphere of the event now overshadowed by the boy's plight. Mira's mind flashes back to Arian, and she feels an overwhelming urge to protect this child, to save him as she couldn't save her own. Forward.
The camera lingers on Mira's shocked expression as the boy faints in her arms. Her eyes widen and she looks around frantically, searching for help. The street is eerily quiet, the only sound being the distant hum of traffic. Mira's heart races as she tries to process what just happened.
Oh my God, what happened to you? Are you okay? Can you hear me?
Mira gently lays the boy down on the ground, her hands trembling. She checks his pulse, feeling the faint throb beneath her fingers. Relief washes over her as she realizes he's still alive, but unconscious. She glances around, hoping someone will come to their aid, but the street remains deserted. Stay tuned to find out what happens next. But before we dive into the next part of this gripping story, let's take a moment to understand the gravity of the situation. Mira, a young woman on her way home from work, never expected to find herself in such a predicament. The boy, seemingly out of nowhere, collapsed into her arms, leaving her with more questions than answers.
Help, somebody please help us. This boy needs medical attention.
Mira's voice echoes through the empty street, but no one responds. She takes a deep breath, trying to stay calm. She knows she needs to act quickly. She pulls out her phone and dials emergency services, her fingers shaking as she presses the buttons. The operator's voice crackles through the phone, asking for details. Mira explains the situation as best as she can, her voice wavering with fear and urgency. The operator assures her that help is on the way, but it feels like an eternity as she waits.
Please hurry, he's not waking up.
Mira looks down at the boy, his face pale and still. She wonders who he is and what could have caused him to collapse so suddenly. Her mind races with possibilities, each one more terrifying than the last. She gently brushes a strand of hair from his forehead, hoping he'll wake up and give her some answers. In the distance, the faint sound of sirens grows louder, signaling that help is finally on the way. Mira feels a glimmer of hope, but she knows the boy's fate is still uncertain. She stays by his side, whispering words of comfort, even though she's not sure if he can hear her.
Hang in there, help is coming. You're going to be okay.
The camera zooms out, capturing the scene from above. Mira, a lone figure on the empty street, cradles the unconscious boy, her face a mix of determination and fear. The sirens grow louder and the screen fades to black. Stay tuned to find out what happens next. Will the boy survive? Who is he? And why did he collapse? The answers lie just around the corner in the next episode of